Hello everyone, welcome back to the Modelling Novice, and this is another one of my maintenance videos. This time it's a DMU, and this was a very recent purchase. Managed to grab it for just over £52 on eBay. 3-car 110 class. This one seems to be okay, but it is regularly stalling at slower speeds, which means I think the ring-filled motor in here is probably in need of a little service. Now, as always, before I start anything, I'm going to clean the wheels, which are not particularly bad, but there is a small amount of dirt on the one side. This should give the loco every chance to be able to haul properly. Of course, the motorised ones do have rubber tyres on, so I'm going to leave those alone. Now, these ring-filled motors are bogies are held in place like this. Of course, that one is going to be held in the same way. What I'm going to do, just going to gently pull that off to get access. Now, ooh, that looks quite dry. Let's see what the condition of this motor is like. There's not that much lubrication on these. That looks... No, it is a 3-pole. I thought it was a 5 then. But the armatures do look pretty clean. Again, just going to give that a quick clean. Of course, I'm using brake fluid here, brake cleaner for bicycles, which contains isopropyl alcohol, and that should, in theory, be okay. Now, all the teeth on the cogs look intact, so that's all okay. The next question is, can I remove this outer piece? Just very gently. There we go. To give us better access. to the internals on the motor bogie. Okay. Just going to get those wheels where I had initially missed. That should now give us a little bit extra better access to the armature. Now, let's have a quick look at this. Just gently prise this open to reveal the spring and the brush. Brush looks okay, a little bit worn, maybe, but not of major concern. Pull that off. To make sure I don't lose the second one, spring and the brush. Now, I suspect I might have just run a little too dry. Now, I can try and clean it up. The armature moves pretty freely, so I wonder if it's just an initial continuity issue on startup. So put a drop of oil there. That is really free. So this hasn't really had much use, but I think everything was just so dry. In the brushes. I don't think were a major cause of concern. It's a mystery to me as to why this runs rough at low speeds. It could be just the design. I know they weren't out and out, but modern 5-pole and cordless motors do a lot better. But these things seem to just run and run and run. That's gone in alright. help if I put that in the correct way. A pair of tweezers might have been easier, to be fair. So go. And it still feels like it runs freely. What I'm going to do as well, just to aid in that, put a tiny dribble of oil. On the teeth. How freely that's moving. I'm questioning whether it might actually be the pickups. Go. All articulating nicely. So let's look at the front dummy bogie, shall we? seems to pick up from the body. Perhaps very careful. Quick spray of that. And let that evaporate for 5 minutes. And then we'll apply some of that conductive lubricant. Okay, so I've actually, off camera, just disassembled the dummy bogie. I can't see there being a huge amount of problems here. So, if you'll notice, driving wheels, sorry, the non-driving wheels do actually have a cog. These go on the opposite side because the pickups on the motor bogies come from the non-drive side. So it's only picking up this side here, but it's going to need to pick up on the other rail here. So as that sits like that, that is going to insulate. This is going to conduct. So what I'm going to do then is, after using a very quick clean, just very carefully apply some the non-conductive lubricant to that side. And then apply some of the Pico Power Lube to the other. Reassemble the bogie. And just gently prise it back in. Okay, so let's get this on the track. Okay, so initially the DMU was still a little bit stuttery at slow speeds, and we're still playing up a bit. But after a bit of running in, it is running a lot smoother now. I think that the small blips at low speed are probably just the limitations of the mechanism. Obviously, it is quite an old design now. You know, a lot of modern mechanisms are a lot smoother at slow speeds, so I'm just going to have to put it down to that. But it is now running smooth and reliably. Now, if you like what you've seen, don't forget to hit the like button and perhaps even subscribe. It does help out, get me out there. If you are a newbie to the hobby, I hope I've given you some inspiration to at least try and have a go. And of course, if you are an much more experienced modeller, I hope you've had a good laugh at my expense. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.